Today it is day 24 of my Read Proverbs with Me to Start 2025 series. So that means today we are on Proverbs chapter 24. And if you don't know, this is a 31-day series I'm doing in January, where I'm inviting you to join me as I read through Proverbs, reading one chapter a day every day in January, and posting one video each day sharing what I liked and what stood out to me about that chapter. So if you haven't joined me, I'd love for you to join me. This is what I liked and what stood out to me about chapter 24. In chapter 24, there is something that Solomon says, if you find it, there will be a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. And that thing is wisdom, as it says in verses 13 and 14. Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honey from the comb is sweet to your taste. Know also that wisdom is like honey for you. If you find it, there is a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. And those words at the end of verse 14, they stood out to me because they're actually the exact same words as the verse we read in chapter 23, as it says in chapter 23, verses 17 and 18. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. And I love that these words are repeated between these two chapters because they're so encouraging and they give us hope and assurance of hope. But we know that that hope and that promise comes from something. And those things are 1, always be zealous for the fear of the Lord, and 2, find wisdom. And so we know that whenever we're zealous for the fear of the Lord, and that whenever we find wisdom, there is surely a future hope for us, and our hope will not be cut off. And so that is what stood out to me today about chapter 24. If you've already joined me in reading Proverbs, I'm so glad. Let's go. I would love to hear what you liked about chapter 24 and just what God's been speaking to you over these last 24 days. You can let me know in the comments. I would love to read those. And if you haven't joined me and you want to join me just for this last week of January to finish January strong, I would love that. Or if you want to start from day 1, I have all the videos on my page if you wanted to do that. But if you want to join me, I'd love for you to follow along. Man, 1 week left. I can't wait to do the last week of this series. I'm so thankful for everyone that's joined. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 25.